Shad here, still in the midst of danger alongside my comrades. The creature appeared next to Tulak, attacking, while I placed a trap to hamper its movements, and Gilda shoves Tulak from danger. Tulak winks out with his own powers of invisibility. With the Festrog in tow, attempts to douse the light of the ever-burning torch with its ribcage, perhaps reducing the power of this light-driven creature. After a series of blows and heals, Lady Gilda manages to grab the creature, giving me the opportunity to land the finishing blow. Now able to take in our surroundings, it appears to be a reading room lost to time and unaged. We find a magical rubber duck and continue on our way. Failing to access another door to the north of the library, we find a cavernous unfinished room and finally a small furnace room. Upon closer inspection, burning ghosts fly from within, attempting to burn our minds and bodies.
So we regularly talk about a couple of things off mic, or semi-regularly, and James brought it up today off mic, and it's nothing quite like recapping what he called an unforgettable moment in tabletop role-playing. And I want to know who's got some unforgettable moments. I know we share some, at least some of us too, in the games we played before this pod. One that James and I sort of share is the death of my very first character, which was semi-planned. I didn't know when it was coming. He tried to kill me several times, but I knew I was going to die. It was like we kind of both planned for it to happen, so I could change a character and create a dramatic scenario for the rest of the group who were, extremely green for the whole process. And it was right after with James' fiance's character and my character were at odds, and 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 she felt really obligated personally, and I think and in character, to like overcome it, and then we did. And we had this like bonding moment. We're all sitting in James' living room at the coffee table or the card table, and with this bonding moment. And she bought my character like this scarf or cravat or something. He was a half-orc barbarian, and we're walking down the street, and I basically got struck by an arrow in the neck shortly after. And then one of the other party members tried to pull it out, which is a big no-no with an arrow. I don't know if anyone knows this. And I effectively died in a very short amount of time without much choice. And it was particularly devastating for James' fiance. And I will never forget it. I will never forget just how shocked she was, and everyone was. But yeah, finally overcame that what's the word I'm looking for? The chafing of our relationship, smoothed it all out. And then bam, gone. It was unceremonious, not unlike Samal.
You preemptively deserved it.
I was going to say that. It's everything you deserved and more.
Vicious. So mean.
That's right. We're coming in hot today, buddy.
I actually have another unforgettable moment too with James' fiance. And it was a different campaign, new characters, and my character got dominated and nearly killed her character. I was just attacking and stabbing, and I had a lance and I was playing a cavalier. And by the time the combat was done, I was like, dude, does my character remember all of his actions? And you were like, yup. And I grabbed my own lance and I just snapped it underneath my foot and just like tossed it aside. And then and then she was a druid, I believe at the time. It was druid or cleric. She's usually a druid, but used mending on the lance and just handed it straight back to me as like a sign of forgiveness. And I was like, no, you keep it. I was so upset. Yeah, it
That
was
was
a
a
good
good
one.
combat. That was
Yeah,
an
it was.
Elder Obelix from
It-
5e. I love that creature.
It was brutal. That was one of the tougher 5e fights we've ever been in. Yeah. So those are both very memorable moments of just like friction. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Friction between my character and Jess's. It's just amazing. Anyone else?
Well, I think for me, it would be the game that got me back into TTRPGs. I was playing Curse of Strahd, DM by a good friend, Michael, and I had been playing with myself and two other people who had never played before. And we played through the whole book, and it was amazing. And I think just kind of watching them grow as role players and playing the game and enjoying it a lot. And then, we had the final battle with Strahd, and I think that just how stoked everyone was after with the accomplishment and, wrapping up the campaign and finishing the book. I just think that moment was just really good because it was solidifying me being back into the hobby. And at the same time was, for the people that never played before, was just amazing. They were so excited, so stoked.
It's actually quite rare to complete an adventure like that too, right?
Yeah,
Like what a sense of accomplishment.
exactly. Finish a campaign and with two rookies, like it was great.
Mm.
And, by the end of it, they were so much better than how they started. And it was great. So then I was back in hook, line, and sinker, basically.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, I think I've made it known on this podcast that this is pretty much my first real big campaign. I had another DM recently, and they were great. We had a lot of good laughs, but nothing super memorable. And since then, kind of nothing. I think that's on you, bud.
I knew that was coming.
I mean, if I were James, I'd be offended right now. Simbal's death meant nothing to you, Dunk?
He didn't have enough time to get to know the character.
No, I
Yeah.
still think about him all the time, though. I mean, we have had a few good moments that are at this point of recording spoiler related, so I'm just gonna leave those in the dirt for right now.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
yeah, you're all right.
Do you ever play a really meaningful game of Catan or anything like that?
Ooh, actually, yeah. You ever get like the Seafarers and Explorers expansion of Catan, where you like put a huge ocean into the middle of the island and then build a few other islands? After about 7 or 8 hours of that, things get like Monopoly level toxic.
I've never actually played Catan. I don't know anybody who owns it, and I've just never had the opportunity, really.
I own it.
Yeah, not like
Do you?
any of us.
I think it's free on Steam if you ever want to try it online, because I've never played either.
Oh, well, Duncan, book your flights. We'll play Catan instead of playing Pathfinder together.
Oh my god, it would be so much less stressful. There's no heal checks in Catan.
Patreon goals right there. We'll do a live Catan session. Scott's. I know you've got a couple, James. You've killed a couple people. I've killed you a couple times now.
Yeah, I have what feels like more than my fair share for the amount of time I've actually been doing TTRPGs. So like this is maybe the 6th game that I've ever played in, but I've been running games for like 6 years now. I have a lot of good memories from it. I wanted to touch on the time my buddy rolled like 4 natural 20s in a row during a one shot to stay riding a dragon to shoot it in the back. I thought about touching on the time you rolled like 6 natural 1s in a row, and I thought you were just going to flip the table.
It was four consecutive natural 1s in the same turn. It was one turn as a monk.
And I think your first turn, the next round, you also rolled a natural
It's
one
possible,
after that.
yeah. It was a nightmare.
It was a statistical anomaly that I've experienced in both directions.
Yeah, someone looked up the math and it was like 1 in 4 point something million or something like that to be able to do it. Something ludicrous.
I thought about touching on my Starfinder character and her death, and how that like really messed me up for a while there. I had a really hard time recovering from that. It was my first like real character death that I really cared about.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Also unceremonious.
Yeah, but like James
Yeah.
knew what he was doing, right? He was game face mode. He knew he was drinking a poison, and he knew how deadly Starfinder poisons were, but he didn't know just how deadly this one was going to be. And it was like it was game face mode, trying to get something out of this character and taking the risk. And
It was Princess Bride Poison Cup game.
yeah, basically.
You were killing
and
people left, right, and center in that Starfinder campaign, though.
Oh,
Mm.
she was a murder
It
machine.
was crazy. Yeah. By the end of that campaign, Bones was ripping shit up though.
I believe it.
Goddamn right.
But I think what I actually want to talk about is this one time in one of my homebrew campaigns, things started to get really heavy. Like it became a really dark game, a really dark campaign. I spent like 3 weeks prepping this one game session, and everybody comes over, and my loving and beautiful fiance makes these cocktails. I don't remember what they were, but they were like brandy.
It was Brandy Alexander's. She had
Brandy
made homemade
Alexander's.
creme de cacao. Yeah.
Yeah, so she makes everybody these brandy Alexanders, and we spent the entire 5 hours that we had planned to play the game in this one bar, and we didn't get to any of the content that I produced. But I homebrewed this dire honeybee mead.
Oh my god, it's the funniest thing.
Like a la minute, I was just riffing with them, and we homebrewed this dire honeybee mead, and I was like, yeah, and the cask has 7 tick marks on it. Everybody's like, oh, what are the tick marks for? How did it get the tick marks for? That's how many people died trying to harvest the honey from these dire bees. So it's a seven person cask is how they marked it.
Yeah.
It's
It
amazing.
cost 7 lives to get that.
the
mead
more
there.
people that died getting it, the more expensive it was.
Yeah. And it's like one of my favorite things that I've just off the cuff
Oh my
in the
God.
middle of a session, and I think it nearly killed a couple of you.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever experienced. And just that whole session, we got drunk in your living room while getting drunk in game in a tavern. That's what we did for 5 hours. And my God, I don't remember much of it, but I just remember those
No,
facts,
that's
and the dire
kinda
beef
it.
mead was so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, we had a bard, so I think there was a dance off at one point. But like
Probably.
we didn't get to any of the stuff that I spent like this hard 3 weeks preparing, and it was such a nice reprieve from the darkness of this campaign that I had been throwing
Yeah.
at them to just spend a night like really just hanging out, but hanging out in game. So
Such good memories.
Another very memorable thing is the fact that you start every single episode by saying, so,
That's predictability, you know? Just like how bad my segues are going to be. You know, you just know you guarantee it's going to happen.
so, it's time to play?
But so we're doing this. You guys
speaking
here?
of dire circumstances,
Yeah, there you go. Well, speaking of memories and unforgettable moments,
Okay, James had a good one. What are you doing?
Lady Gilda has stepped into this room, and where there's just a 5x5 room with a barrel and an old furnace. She lays her hand upon it to open the lid. The lid shoots open itself, and shrieking, burning ghosts lunge towards her, using their reaction, ghostly assault, which in turn uses the burn knowledge ability. And I'm going to need a will save from you, Gilda, to start, because they are burning at your memories, like
Okay.
singeing the pages of a book.
this sounds less than desirable. That is a 10.
And that is certainly a fail.
Yeah, I think I want to spend my hero point to reroll that. That will be my last hero point. That is a 19. That's much better, but still not spectacular.
19 total?
19 total.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, that's taking you from a critical failure to a failure.
I'll take
That's
it.
a win.
Yeah. You are stupefied for 1 minute. and you can feel random memories escaping your brain. Like you're about to remember something, and then your mind can't seem to grasp it. Again, as if incinerated pages from a burning book. These moments are being pulled away from you. And now we're all going to roll initiative. And let's start with who's playing Shad this week?
Shad is Scott.
Shad is Scott. All right, Scott, why don't you roll up Shad and Tulok for me?
All right, for your boy Tulok. 26.
Ooh, not too bad.
25.
25, okay. Physic?
Physic coming in hot with a 9.
Okay, and Gilda.
Gilda got a 15 for 20.
You guys are looking all right. Just for clarity for anyone listening, so we don't cover stupefied very often, but it basically gives a penalty to all your mental abilities, so wisdom, charisma, intelligence, and you have some struggle casting a spell as well if you get to that.
I will.
Top of the round is this furnace and its vengeful spirits. It rolled a massive, an absolutely massive initiative. It is going to strike out with a burning lash at you, Lady Gilda. In fact, it's going to do this 3 times. There are 2 of these spirits slashing at you, like sort of almost in turn, but synchronizing. And I don't think they hit. The highest I got was 21.
21 does not hit. No.
Okay. And it's going to be Tulok now.
Okay, Tulok would like to use a spirit lore to determine what is going on here.
Okay.
Unless you'll take occultism.
I would take either, yes.
Okay, occultism coming in hot.
They certainly seem incorporeal from what you can see, but you are not entirely sure what their deal is.
Okay, also, what does this furnace look like? Is it built into the ground or is it above the ground?
Yeah, it is above the ground. You can kind of see it. It's like right in front of Lady Gilda. It's that sort of thing on the map. It is...
It's like a cylindrical tube facing up with hatches on the top?
It's like a metal bin with like a hatch lid on the top. And the room is like sweltering hot, but there's no like fire. There's no evidence of the furnace being like activated. So it's basically like, yeah, it's like this lid on the top, and you would throw stuff in and burn it and close the lid. It seems like an odd mechanism, but somehow, because it doesn't seem functional, but it is somehow.
Especially odd because it produces ghosts, probably.
Nah, that's everyday run of the mill stuff. That's your Maytag. That's your Maytag special right there.
More barrels than not down here probably have ghosts in them.
All right, Tulok will cast guidance on Lady Gilda.
Okay.
And I would like to make I want to make a spirit lore check to determine if this is a haunt. Is that a fair assessment?
Okay. Yep. You want to go for a second round?
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, this is a haunt. You're quite sure. You would think that not unlike the cobalt spirits from the surface, you could probably exorcise these spirits, or even perhaps intimidate them or cow them in some way.
So Tulok, before finishing his turn, yells to his compatriots, "This is a haunt! Scare them back down from whence they came."
All right. Shad's up.
My boy Shad. Okay, so just for listeners, this is a 10 by 10 foot room. Furnace in the top left, Lady Gilda top right, Shad bottom right, and the barrel is in the southwest, just to confuse everyone.
The room is full, essentially.
So after moving in, he turns to them, and in his most gruff voice, Freeman, I'll let you act this one out, but I'll make the roll.
What would you like me to say?
Well, I don't know. Let's see what we roll first here.
This is really, really not on. This is really not on. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
It's a 16.
I'm telling your mother. And they don't seem to respond at all.
Okay, and with his last action, he's going to try to put the barrel into the furnace. Maybe one action to pick up the barrel.
You probably couldn't get the barrel into the furnace, but you could try to maybe pick it up and place it on top. The barrel is quite large and pretty much the same size as this metal bin.
Okay, he wants to pop open the barrel.
Pop open the barrel. Sure. Roll me a let's call it an athletics check, or I don't think you'd use a rapier to open that up. What'd you say, James? Sorry.
Laura Cooper.
Yeah.
Laura Cooper. He's got thieves' tools. It's maybe safe to say that there's a lever of some kind in there. So yeah, just roll me an athletics check.
Natural one.
Woo. Yeah, he can't seem to get it open. It's stuck tight, stuck
Get him
fast,
in early.
as it were.
All right, well, that's it for my boy Shad.
Okay, Lady Gilda, can you sort this out?
Yeah, so Lady Gilda is going to cast a spell. So let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay. So stupefied. If you use the cast a spell action while stupefied, your spell might be disrupted. So the DC is 5 plus your stupefied value. So it's a flat check of 6. DC 6.
Okay. So I am going to burn a focus point to cast a spell called Perfected Mind, where I remove all distractions and I can attempt a new will save against a mental effect that is currently requires a will save.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Cool. Roll me the flat check. If you fail, you expend the spell and is wasted.
Yep. I'm going to add the guidance here, which is a +1.
You can't add anything to flat checks ever.
Okay.
No penalties,
that's
no
a
bonuses.
14 then.
Okay. You good.
I will re-roll a will save and I'll add the guidance to this one.
There you go.
That is an 18.
That I'm afraid is not going to do it either.
Okay. Can she see these creatures?
Yeah, they're sort of like just floating above and around this furnace.
And what do they appear to be made of?
They're like sort of humanoid-looking ghosts, but they're shrieking and they're burning. They are on fire.
Okay, they're on fire.
They
is
are
what I'm
on
looking
fire.
for here. Yeah. Okay. With her second action, she will attempt a shield bash on the one closest to her, if there is in fact one close to her.
Yep.
That is a 27 to hit with the shield bash.
And you just sort of swipe through the apparition itself and make no contact at all.
Yeah.
But as you swipe through it, it does sort of react defensively as if you might have. And you catch a glimpse of here. Let me roll a perception check here. Oh yeah. This thing does seem to be bound to the furnace.
They're incorporeal and they're bound to the furnace. It's time to retreat. I don't have the tools on me right now to deal with these things. And with her final action, she's going to stride out, leaving her open to an attack of opportunity if they take.
It does not.
Yep. That's her turn.
Okay. And that brings us to Physic.
Seeing Lady Gilda run out of the room and having just heard her say the word incorporeal, he is going to bust out a quick alchemy and make a lesser ghost bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So, Physic will craft one lesser ghost charge and throw from lesser cover behind Tulok with plenty of room to spare. Okay, throwing from lesser cover, that's a 22 to hit.
22 will hit. This does positive damage, correct?
Yes.
Roll me some damage there, bud.
That will be 7 positive damage.
Okay. And throwing this, it basically passes through these burning ghosts almost impossibly and lands on the furnace, striking it. And not that you would quite know this, but I'll just give a little peek behind the curtain. Positive damage does extra damage to the furnace, but the furnace has a pretty high hardness, and so you just barely didn't do anything to it. You didn't bypass its hardness, so it just lands, splashes, and has basically 0 effect.
Okay, so does the splash damage on top of that, does that like count against the hardness, or is it two different counters?
Yeah, it does not. Yeah, they basically separate. They don't stack for the purposes of overcoming things like DR and whatnot. So
Okay. Well, fools rush in, as they say. That would have been 3 actions, 1 to draw the alchemist tools, 1 for the quick alchemy, and 1 for throwing the bomb.
I thought, could you not quick alchemy and throw at the same time?
Actually, let me double check.
Oh, you have
quick
quick
alchemy real
bomber.
quick. Yeah, I have quick bomber, and that's only if I'm using the manipulate trait, which is usually pulling it from the bag.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that's fine. That puts us at the top of the round, in which these ghosts are now going to start swinging again. What's my reach with these guys? Oh yeah. Okay. First strike is going to go after Shad for a 29 to hit.
Yikes! That's a crit.
That's a crit. Okay. Oh man. Oh no. Shad's going down. He takes 28 fire and mental damage.
Jesus.
Whoa.
All right.
And I still need him to roll. I actually need him to roll a will save as well.
Shad rolls a 23 on the will, but is unconscious and dying.
Okay. 23 on the will is good. Bad news bears. Next strike is going to come at you, Tulak. And that's going to be 11 and then a 19.
Miss and miss.
Okie dokie. And it's your turn.
I've got the sickest thing that I want to do right now, but because the item is not in my bandolier, it's can't happen in one turn. So annoying.
What is it? Because we scrapped bandolier rules.
Okay, well, basically what Tulak wants to do is with shaking hands, wants to reach into his bag, pull out the wand of quench, then trick magic item. So he'll make a roll against a DC that you choose, a nature roll because it's a primal spell, and then attempt to quench the area over top of the furnace.
Gotcha. Okay, and how? Where in your inventory do you have the wand? Is it in your backpack or is it elsewhere?
It's in my backpack.
Okay, so that is going to take 2 to pull out. Anything you have in your backpack specifically is going to take you 2 actions to pull out. Anything else is 1.
Well, I mean, when it's sorted into Foundry, it's just inconsumable, so I don't know.
Okay, well, that means it's on your person. That means it's not in your backpack.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Like, you have an actual backpack. That's where your rope and your water skin and shit is?
right. Okay, sick. No, it's not there.
All right, then 1 action.
Okay, perfect. So he pulls out with the shaking hand the wand of quench, and then I would like to roll a nature check against whatever DC you decide for this. I have 0 in nature, so we'll see if this goes
Okay.
anywhere.
What is the level of that spell?
1.
The level 1 spell? Okay.
Sorry, I said that
it's
super confidently, but I didn't check.
Please check for me, please. Please.
2. Ugh.
Oh, you filthy liar. Okay, and trick magic weapon. This basically, can you describe that in a little more detail for me so I can figure out how to do this DC?
Yeah, so basically I know what an item is, and so I know what it does, but I have to use a check to attempt to basically trick it so that I can use it, even though I don't know that school magic or that spell.
Okay, so this basically allows you to be able to have the possibility where normally you wouldn't have the possibility at all.
To cast it, correct.
Gotcha. Okay. DC is going to be 18, I'm afraid.
Oh boy. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You've got beaucoup to hero points though.
I know.
Hero point.
You holding out on us there, Scott?
Oh yeah, big time. I just keep forgetting to use them, man. So I use one here. Let's just try. 13. Okay, I'm not going to use another one.
Nice.
Okay. So that's it for my turn. I was really banking on that working. So I'm still standing in the doorway 10 feet away from this thing.
Okay. It's Shad's turn. Or sorry, no, it's not. Got to get this right. This is the first time I think I'm getting officially right. His initiative order changes. It is now behind the furnace, so he has time before he has to roll his check, which is going to make it Lady Gilda's turn.
Can I use a hero point on Shad?
No, you cannot use hero points on other characters.
Okay.
He did have his own for a while. I don't know if he still has it or not.
It's gone.
It's gone. Okay.
Okay, Gilda, first action. I mean, she's not as smart as she once was, so she's going to enter the room, grab Shad, and attempt to pull him out.
Okay. This is, we did this not that long ago. We basically using shove mechanics for a drag.
Yeah, he's unconscious and dying, though.
Yeah. What's your bonus to athletics?
Good. 11.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you can just pull him.
Just cartwheel out with him.
Though we will restrict it, I think, still, though. It's going to take... He's heavy. He's dead weight, so it's one action to shove 5 feet.
Yeah.
And so it'll cost you 2 actions to get him 10 feet, essentially.
This is actually closer to 15 based on where he needs to go. Because
why don't you roll me
in
in athletics? And if you roll high enough, one of these could just be a critical success, and you'll be able to get you the length you need.
Okay. It's a 19.
I'm going to roll me a second one.
That's a 24.
That'll do it. 24 will do it.
Why? Oh, no. Sorry. That's a 24 acrobatics. That's a 27 athletics.
That'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
That'll hyper do it. Yeah. I'm playing pretty fast and loose here, but I'm basically lowering what would be a normal DC for this by quite a bit because he's unconscious and not resisting. He's not a defense. I still want it to be hard. Right.
Just roll him into a ball and give him the fastball special.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like. Like Gilded just sprints into this room, picks him up, almost drops him, hefts him over at Tulok. Tulok drops him in the square behind him.
Tulok basically just avoids him falling on him, I think.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's your full turn, eh? You're still in the room.
That's what you're telling me.
Yep. Physic.
Oh, goodness. I guess that's going to be drawing some healer's tools and doing a battle medicine real quick break.
Yep. Probably a good call.
I still don't feel good about doing these. I just want you to know
Go
that.
for DC 20, right? Just make that...
I'm good. No, DC 15. Good thing I did that. It's a 17.
Wicked. All right. Heal him up.
A 9 HP back.
Okay. And he is no longer dying.
He's the only one that's
wakes
taken
up.
damage so far, correct?
Yeah. He is prone and now wounded 1.
Okay, then third action, he would like to use his healer's gloves use for that day.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lose another one, damn it.
Nurse, crash cart.
This ain't a war, it's a moida.
Physic, Hawkeye the slouch.
All right, so laying some healer's gloves onto one Mr. Shad, that's 16 HP back.
Okay. He's nearly back at full now. But he is still wounded and prone.
You know, I could get a much obliged if you don't mind. But...
Much obliged, Master Physic. I'm starting not to believe the tales that Lady Gilda tells about your lack of skill. Vengeful Furnace, a clock, gonna come at Lady Gilda since she is present.
Okay.
16, and then 25, and then 22.
The last 2 hits.
Okay.
For the second one, she's going to use her reaction to use reactive shield, which will turn her AC into 23. So the third won't actually hit, but the
Gotcha.
second one will.
Okay. So you take 9 fire and mental damage, and I need another will save as more knowledge appears to be trying to be burned out of your mind, your memory.
That's a 22 this time around.
That's a meat to beat.
That's more indicative of what she's capable of.
It is now Shad's turn.
Shad will stand,
Okay.
and Shad will again attempt to intimidate these things. 16.
No dice. These are angry burning ghosts.
And he's just going to... Oh, man. He doesn't have much going on here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a haunt. Like, attacking it has proven pretty ineffectual. And the only thing you really know is that intimidation or religion
Yeah, he's just going to go again with the intimidate because I don't really know what else to do with him right now. 25, natural 20, baby.
Oh,
Yes.
baby. Yeah. I said, that's not on. That's what I said. He's more cockney now, and I don't know why. And he's like just shaking his finger, just beyond over the shoulder of Tulak, and Lady Gilda like dancing around trying to defend herself. And one of them catches his eye and just like kind of backs away like he's being scolded, and then just like vanishes into the furnace. But there's one still left. It's gonna be Tulak now. What do you get?
All right. Tulak is going to attempt his own intimidate. So he sees the first one go down, surprisingly, after that shitty performance. And he's just going to say to it, "You, head back down there, or we will not release you from your prison. We will leave you to burn forever. If you go, we will release you from this pain and suffering." And that's 21.
Not quite.
Hero point. Let's see if I can
Oh,
do
he's
that.
going for it.
22.
Meat to beat. And you cow the second one, and it slams back into the furnace, and the hatch like closes really abruptly, but like so hard that it just bounces back open, and revealing just like layers and piles of ash within, and everything goes silent.
Well, that was unexpected. How's everyone feeling?
If Physics gonna clap Shad on the back. You're doing all right?
Yes, thank you, Master Physic, for getting me out of there. That was quite abrupt, but I'm glad I'm in safe hands.
Lady Gilda, how about you? You were hit a few times there.
I'm a little singed, I think, but not much worse for the wear. Tulok, could you do me a rather important favor, I think?
Absolutely.
Could you just quickly explain to me where we are and why we were fighting a couple of fire ghosts that popped out of this trap in the ground? I can't seem to remember how we got here.
Really? It's strange. We have been moving our way through the dungeon for quite some time now. Does your head feel okay? Were you concussed?
No, I don't think he got me on the head. I've got some burns on my upper arm here, but I don't remember this hallway. I don't remember entering this room. I just remember coming around and Shad screaming out in pain, and that's about that.
It's very strange. There must be some sort of magic from these creatures. And I rolled a hidden occult check there to see if I can figure out why.
Yeah, you don't know. You basically can surmise that it was a haunt, and it's likely that the haunt could have that sort of effect, but that's nothing you've heard of or seen before.
Physics just gonna whisper up to Shad, like, I repress
Scary memories sometimes too.
Well, perhaps.
But as you sort of talk about this, it's not long after you pose the question that you start to remember walking down this hallway and trying the previous door down the end, with the complicated lock and the room with the mining equipment. The words ring through your head, Tulok, saying, we've been down in this dungeon for a while. You're right, dungeon, right, okay. And as the stupefied condition fades off of you, it all kind of slowly pitter-patters back into your memory.
Right. There was that unfinished room just down the hall, and there's another door behind Physic that we didn't try yet. Is that right?
That's right. I'm glad to see your memories are coming back, but this is making me very worried. They've been attacking our bodies quite a bit, but now they seem to be attacking our mind. We need to be careful down here.
Yeah, maybe we should leave this furnace room here.
As Lady Gilda says that, he kind of steps aside and allows her to pass, but he steps into the room and does a quick search. He wants to know what's in the barrel as well.
Take a little bit of time to crack the barrel.
He uses the pick.
Okay, yeah. Just gives it a crack and a couple of tugs, and yeah, it is just filled to the brim with ash, so it would be like extremely heavy. You would not likely have been able to pick it up. Shady or whatever. But yeah.
And nothing else in the room?
Other than the furnace that's also filled with ash. And it's now hanging open, quiet.
I wonder what the puzzle was. Normally haunts are like some variety of a puzzle, but I can't even begin to fathom what it might be, other than maybe actually lighting a fire or burying the ashes.
Well, haunts in this are the same as like a physical trap, so they're categorized as hazards. They usually have quite a story behind them, but there's not always a puzzle.
I was trying to quench it because I was thinking that potentially like they were burning bodies here, and they were just stuck in this constant state of being burned alive, and maybe even just even though there was no fire, putting water onto it would satiate them. But
Yeah, the ghosts being on fire versus them being fire ghosts is a pretty, macabre detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the difference between horrifying and Howl's Moving Castle.
That movie's still horrifying. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I love that movie.
good one.
The translation is great too. Defend action, just in case anybody was wondering.
So, are we going to try to knock this door down if we can't open it?
Yeah, you were struggling before. This one requires 4 tumblers. There's 4 successful consecutive thievery checks.
Right.
And I think you got one earlier, but it's not a small DC.
Like a real tumbler lock, stepping away from it, does it reset the checks?
Yes.
Okay, so he would have to get 4 consecutive now as opposed to 3 because he didn't just like leave his pick and hook in there.
And if you, I believe if you fail or critically fail, you break your tools, which you did.
Yeah.
But you had replacement tools.
Yeah. And we have a mending scroll, or wand somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I have a scroll of mending.
But didn't you use that? How many, or was there multiple? Maybe there was multiple. You definitely used one.
Yeah, we used one for the bookkeeper haunt.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess she's just going to try and put a boot into it.
That's the Gilda we know and love.
All right. Puts a boot to the door. Roll me an athletics to force open.
Okay.
Can Shad aid?
16.
Shad could try to aid, yeah.
Oof, 14.
Yeah, doesn't aid. Big old boot, and you just go, oh, damn English oak.
What's English?
Kevin Costner's Robin Hood, anyone? No?
Oh, boy.
I watched that film on repeat when I was a kid.
It's a good movie, though.
I
think
that might be one of my least favorite adaptations of Robin Hood.
It's only good for Alan Rickman. And even
It's actually
then,
pretty
like,
bad.
Alan
Rickman's
Rickman
a
has
fucking
the
gold
worst
in it, though,
voice.
yeah.
Morgan Freeman's pretty good in it, too.
He is, yeah.
That's true. And for being the genesis of Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Great.
do love Carrie Elway.
Blinken, what are you doing on the watchtower? Guessing? I guess no one's coming.
Sidebar, I did blow out my knee one time trying to kick down a door, so it's a little close to home.
So you get for being a ruffian, Scott.
Did you not know where to kick the door?
I was trying to kick right below the handle, and then my knee hyperextended downwards.
Oh, that's so
It wasn't
gross.
chill. And then I had to climb down 2 stories. Anyways, I think the statute of limitations is up on that one anyway, so...
Yeah, maybe we don't tell our listeners how to properly kick down doors.
Hey, they've got Google. If they get listening to the podcast, they've got Google.
Next week, listeners, meth labs.
So how did Lady Gilda do? Did she blow out her knee?
No, she didn't blow out her knee, but yeah, she did not budget.
Yeah, she's going to listen now that she's dropped a boot on it and see if anything stirs from the other side.
And you don't hear anything.
She will look back at her compatriots and kind of shrug her shoulders.
Well, just a point of clarification for me. Does Lady Gilda have to beat a specific DC one time to break it down, or is she just attacking the hardness of the door?
Yeah, this is just a one and go. This is a force open check. You just, didn't hit the sweet spot, essentially.
Yeah, it was a 5 on the die, so I'm prepared to go again.
Yeah, the downside of doing this is probably pretty obvious, but it's like you could disturb what's on the other side and alert them to your presence, right?
Yeah.
It would be kind of insulting if they didn't know we were here by now.
Shad pulls out his crossbow and loads it.
Okay, Gilda takes a 5-foot step back, levels her shield, braces it with her other hand.
While this is happening, Physic also grabs his crossbow and loads it with light bolts.
And she takes a running start to throw her shoulder and shield to distribute the weight across the shield as a more focused point. At the door, that's less with a 14.
Donk. Yeah, no dice.
Damn, this door.
Trips on the cobblestones on the way there. It's a 5 and a 3 on the die, boys.
Statistically unlikely.
Just shrugs her shoulders again and looks back at the other guys.
Let's try one more time, then we'll move on.
Nobody's got a knock spell or anything.
I have knock, but it would be... no, I don't have knock, and also it unfortunately isn't a mental spell, so I can't use my occult evolution to pick it up. So it's a little annoying, but...
It doesn't only grant a bonus, isn't like just straight up unlock something?
Yeah, it does. It would help for one of the 4, but...
Okay.
3 times charm.
Shad will attempt to aid again, though.
I'm having a hard time imagining how he can aid, like physically.
I
but
mean,
I'm just
they could both kick at the same time, or he could push her, or
Yeah.
whatever. Natty 20 for 21.
Ooh, okay. Take yourself a +2.
Shad's on fire, baby.
That's a 2
Oh
on the
my
die
god, James.
for a 13, totaling 15.
Yeah, the one part of your memory that didn't come back is how to kick a door open.
Yeah, she's just getting worse.
Yeah.
I think she's done, honestly. Like,
We did have the one person with a leg brace kicking down a door this whole time.
yeah, I mean, she can pull out the Retribution Axe and just take the door down, but that's going to take some real time.
Yeah. Plenty of other places to get killed.
And I think we're all out of keys.
Yeah, damn, I really want to go in here before we went through the restricted door.
I mean, we can wait. If you guys want to heal up, Gilda can just keep throwing her weight at the door until it opens. It'll happen eventually.
Because the only places we have left to go is through that door, through the restricted door, and then was there one more door that we didn't go through in the courtyard where we originally met Augrail?
Nope.
Okay, never mind. So it's just that then.
Yeah, I think we're pretty close to being completionists on this.
Yeah, I think you just have the restricted door, that locked door right now.
All right, well,
Or heading downstairs.
Yeah, or downstairs.
all right, let's go through restricted door then. Even though I really want to go through that door.
It's been here for over 500 years. I don't think it's going anywhere.
Door stuff.
Shad hears a whole bunch of noise from the other side of this door. There's lots of rummaging and things being moved around and voices. It seems several. I think there's several people in there. At least 2, 3, 4 voices, perhaps. They're doing something. They're moving things around. I can hear it. Not even trying to hide their presence.
I wonder if they're making ramparts or something.
Are they more locks or less locks?
Hey. I'm down 7 health and would love to have that back to go through this door.
Okay. If we want to take the 10 minutes to do treat wounds.
I think, I mean, I haven't been keeping track, but I feel like it's probably closer to 40.
Oh, sorry, in game time?
Yeah, I trust you to know how long it's been since you treated wounds there, Physic.
Well, we'll give it a...
On Tulok or on Shad?
Realistically, I think it's only been about 15 minutes since the taking down the haunt, so...
I didn't heal Tulok,
I mean,
though.
Yeah, I
before
didn't-
that is, yeah. Because Tulok and Shad will need it, I think.
Shad's looking pretty good.
Shad's got the wounded condition, though.
Like, what room would it have been in? Probably in the room with Shimmergren, eh?
Probably. I don't know for sure. Gilda will be fine if we take 10 minutes via the compass, and she'll want that focus point back anyway. So let's just assume we're taking 10.
Okay.
So you're taking 10 more minutes for the cooldown, and then 10 more minutes to actually treat the wounds. Yeah.
I think it's 20 minutes to treat the wounds total, but we'll
take half hour.
So she's gonna throw her shoulder into this door again. One more time because she's kind of choked that it didn't work. There we go. Physic, as you're treating Tulok, Gilda throws her shoulder into it, and this time I rolled a 17 on the die for a 28.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
She's just had stage fright. That's all. Just didn't want to be watched, you know? Yeah, you smash that door open. Ba-boom! With a big old crack. And it's important, I guess, is this before or after the wounds are treated that you managed to knock this down?
During.
It's during.
Mid-treat wounds as soon as the final stitch is stitched.
Yeah, as soon as she's got the door up, she's done. She's just gonna stand there as a sentry.
Yeah, I mean, you crack the door to a room that is 15 by 20 feet. All of the walls are lined with bookshelves covered in books. There is a circular wooden table in the center with a sculpture, a partially painted sculpture of a sprawling city. And it's about 5 foot wide in diameter, like the table and the sculpture combined. And it looks like it's partially completed or perhaps even partially ruined. Can't quite tell from your vantage point. And just on the other side of the table is a wooden statue of a woman that looks quite remarkably like the image that you saw in the Hall of Portraits of Belcora. For listeners,
Okay.
Lady Gilda's coming through from the eastern side of this room, in the middle of the wall, essentially, the 20-foot length. Straight across the other side of the table is that statue.
She's just gonna take the defend action and hold fast as a sentry until Physic is done healing up Shad's wounded condition and Tulok's health.
Yep.
Okay.
Physic got a 20 on the crafting check.
Okay, who's going first?
He's next to Shad, so let's do Shad first.
Okay.
For 10 HP back.
10 HP, okay. And that removes the wounded condition.
That's the key part of that.
Yep.
Mm.
And he gets his 2 hit points back.
Oh, and a 30
Oof.
for one Mr. Tulok.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, that would have been a crit on a DC 20.
Yeah. That's what's nice about having a plus 12 on your crafting bonus right now.
Yeah, it becomes more and more viable for you to raise that DC as the higher you get. It's great.
Yeah, well, I'm just a little bit gun shy for reasons that I don't want to talk about right now. 11 HP back.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right. Thank you so much, Physic. I feel much better.
Gilda will have called to you guys about what she's seen, including Snaggletooth. What's his name?
Tangletop or Ogriel?
Ogriel, thank you. She'll also call it to Ogriel and inform him that there are more books. Shad, would you care to take a quick step in and maybe do a little sweep of the area? The last time I stepped into a room with a table in it, it didn't end up particularly well for me.
Yeah, Shad will avoid notice and step into the room.
Yes, certainly.
Also, he will light a... Well, actually, Tulok will just follow him to give him some light.
Okay, so if he's avoiding notice, I want to know when he steps into this room, what are his actions exactly? Like, how is he avoiding notice when he steps in this room?
I mean, he's just going to kind of slink around the corner, take a look in, see if there's any traps, and then move into the room if everything looks safe. And he's also looking because he couldn't see around the corners, right? So he was just checking to see as well if there was any baddies.
Okay, so he's not like ducking down or anything like that.
Well, yeah. He's spy walking along the wall,
attempting to hide?
Yeah, he's attempting to hide.
Get down below the table kind of thing, or
not below the table, but like he would like be kind of crouched down, peer around the wall, and then move into the room.
That's all I need. And I'll tell you
Burying
why
the
I
lead
said
here.
after, because there's like a little element we haven't been using much that could be applicable. But yeah, he doesn't spot anything. Just it's old and musty in here, and everything seems to be quite still.
He'd like to roll a perception for traps as well.
Sure. He doesn't detect any traps.
All right, then he moves to the north in the room. Tulok, avoiding notice, follows him in and will bathe the room in light for him to search.
Okay. And I mean, pretty much at that moment, you bathe the room in light, and it sort of casts itself across this ruined sculpture, and you get more detail. At least Shad now can see the more defined detail of this statue. And you take a look at it, and you notice its eyes shift towards you. And this stiff movement of its neck and like its limbs, and it just almost like it's breaking away from some invisible husk over its person. And it just takes one heavy step forward. Dunk. And we're going to roll for initiative.
Oh, boy.
I really hope it's not a construct. I'm not particularly well equipped to fight them.
All right, we are gonna let's go with Tulok and Shad again.
All right. Shad. It's a hot 15. And
Okay.
Tulok. A hot 16. Same order for the
All right.
boys.
Lady Gilda.
Lady Gilda is rolling with an 18 this time around.
All right, and Physic.
That's a 27 from Physic.
Holy jeez.
Yeah. Uncharacteristically enthusiastic.
He just did some successful healing. He must be pumped. Okay. Beginning of the encounter. It's going to be Physic at the top, obviously.
Let's recall some knowledge on that bad boy. Bad
Okie
woman.
dokie. That is going to be an arcane or a crafting check.
Right man for the job.
Yeah, give me some of that sweet, sweet crafting.
Oh boy. Yeah, you got it. And this is a wood golem.
Balls.
I knew James would be not so happy to hear it, but I know on the inside he's also like, awesome, because I know he loves golems.
I do love golems so much. I've never fought one that I can recall, so
Yeah.
I'm stoked for this to see how they operate in 2E.
They are gnarly. You just barely got it. This is actually a hard DC too. So, what would you like to know about this creature? What are you aiming for? Would you like to know more about its defenses, its offenses? What are you thinking?
I got a sneaking suspicion what its defenses are going to be, so maybe, well, at least what its vulnerabilities. No, let's go defenses. Yeah, because I
Okay.
know it's going to be vulnerable to fire.
Defenses. It has a shit ton of immunities. Doomed, drained, fatigued, paralyzed, sickened, unconscious, mental, bleed, poison, necromancy, death effects, disease, healing, magic, and non-lethal attacks.
Oh,
Golems work in a really interesting way when it comes to their defenses. They all have, although each one is slightly different, what is called golem anti-magic. They are immune to all spells and magical abilities other than its own. However, each golem has weaknesses in this regard. They are harmed by, each are harmed and healed by certain specific magics, typed magics, also slowed by certain magics, and also vulnerable to certain things. The vulnerability doesn't really apply to you guys. It is vulnerable to shape wood in this case. And I know none of you have that. It is harmed by fire. In terms of golem anti-magic, that harmed by, quote-unquote, is magical fire. Just specifying, okay? If you hit it with magical fire, it will not take that magical fire damage, but rather it will take a different specified amount of untyped damage.
Okay.
It's really strange. The specified amount is dependent on whether it's a direct or area of effect or persistent damage. It is healed by plant magics, which doesn't really apply either, so you guys are more or less safe with that. And it is slowed by earth magic, which may not apply either. But what you're looking at right now is that no magic will touch it unless it is fire magic, and non-lethal attacks will not affect it at all.
Okay.
And it does have physical resistance that can only be bypassed by adamantine, so you're going to have to overcome that.
So he's going to see this shambling... Probably not even shambling. It's a pretty, like, vigorous monster kind of thing, huh?
It's like, yeah, it's working its momentum up.
Okay, great. So he's going to see it through both Lady Gilda and Tulok. Say, oh, shit. You might not want to punch it, and your magic's not going to work. Let's just burn it with fire. And he's going to toss a lesser alchemist fire from behind the both of them.
Okay, so it's going to have lesser cover from that, unless you want to move into the room.
Oh boy, we're in it now, guys.
Yeah, so this might be one of the combats to retreat from, if I'm being honest.
Well, I rolled a natural 20 on that alchemist fire.
I got another one.
Ooh.
Got 2 in a row.
You are rolling like a beast today. What is this about?
The foundry
Holy shit.
gods giveth, and the foundry gods taketh away.
Okay, roll up your critty damage to your lesser alchemist fire.
Gobbling up those 20s.
Oh, now this is more in tune with what's going on here. That's a 3 base fire damage.
3 fire damage, but it does take 1 splash, and it does take crit persistent, so it's going to take 2 persistent damage. Awesome, but just for clarity, this is not magical. This is alchemical fire. So
Yes.
it gets through, but does not apply to the golem anti-magic. Anything else from you?
He was going to take a step back, a step west to free up that hallway.
Gotcha. Lady Gilda.
I'm assuming that Physic conveyed all this stuff to us.
Yeah, in as many words.
Yeah, so Gilda is going to, first action, draw the low-grade silver hatchet. Second action, stride. And third action, she's going to strike with the hatchet.
Okay,
That is a 28 to hit,
Oh,
that'll hit.
and is 6 points of slashing damage. It is a +1 silvered weapon. So, I don't know if that does anything for you.
It does not. 1 damage gets through.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So you hack at it. You'd think with this axe or this hatchet, you'd get in some of the wood, but it is sturdy, clearly powered and defended by magic. Tulok. Yeah, this is real.
Well,
bad.
I have something for this, but I can't. So I was going to use the necklace of fireballs, which would be great, but fireballs range area 20-foot burst. Oh, okay, never mind, because I can make that work. So 10 feet away from everyone except for it. Okay, Tulok will delay. Now you said that it's only magical fire, or
Yes.
so a burning torch wouldn't do anything, eh?
No, it would not. I mean, it would still do damage. You'd still do fire damage, physical fire damage. You still can take that. It's that magical fire damage is the only thing that can overcome damage-wise its immunity to magic. And even then, it doesn't do fire damage. It does its own untyped set amount.
Copy that.
It's very specific.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like kind of almost as if you're like that fire helps to unravel its anti-magic, if you will. That's how I sort of interpreted it.
Okay, Shad, I'm going to delay, and then it's going to be Shad's turn.
Okay.
Shad has his crossbow out, so he will move slightly into the southeast corner and will fire with the crossbow.
Okay, it's got his hand crossbow. Okay,
Is it 13 to hit?
that's not going to do it.
Didn't think so. And then he will reload for his last action.
Okay.
And then Tulok is going to peel off one of the beads of his fireball necklace and attempt to throw that into the square to the northeast of the creature, or two north and one east.
West.
West, sorry. So he's gonna make the attack. It's a 19 to throw it.
Is this like, do you throw it at the creature?
No,
or it's like an area of
It's
effect?
an area of effect, so I'm trying to throw it in a way that will hurt it and not Lady Gilda.
Okay, well, what's its radius?
The radius is 10 feet. It's a 20-foot area.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're throwing it in the northeast corner.
Exactly. Perfect. That's great.
And it will hit this golem. Okay.
You got it. You have to do a reflex save, DC 21.
Okay, and that's, I assume, for half?
Yes.
But regardless, I mean, it rolled exceptionally high. Rolled a 34.
Oof.
It's a basic reflex, so it'll take half, right?
Okay, yeah. So basic reflex is half. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to roll damage. Instead, this thing just takes 2d6 untyped damage. It didn't roll very high. So it takes 4 damage right now.
I feel like those are some drops in the bucket right now.
Okay. And then for Tulok's last action, he will cast Guidance again on Lady Gilda.
Okay.
He casts Guidance on...
Okay.
And that's it. Sorry, that took a minute.
It is Wood Golem's turn,
Oh boy.
which will take a step to the northwest, kind of getting on nearly on the other side of the table as Lady Gilda. And then it begins to sort of like shake, and a volley of splinters break off from its person and just shoot out at all of you. One of them actually does try to get through the hallway to you, Physic, but it's a really awkward line of sight there, so you're gonna have some cover.
Woo, cowardice.
I feel like you have greater cover, so you're gonna have +4 to your AC here.
Okay.
Are these quills sentient, or is she just like Angelina Jolie and wanted these things around the corner?
Well, it's just imagine it's like a one fluid motion, just like does this big lumbering step and just like shoots out all of these splinters all at the same time. And we'll go in order of the initiative here. The first one is going to head towards you, Physic, and I rolled a 32.
That's a hit. With the +4 to my AC, it's not a crit.
Okay. Oof. Okay, good. That's going to be 12 piercing damage.
Dope.
Lady Gilda, it's 23 to hit you.
23 is a hit. Yep.
12 piercing. Shad, 29 to hit. Oh,
That's a crit.
Shad's going to go down again, isn't he? 26 damage.
Shad's not down,
Oh.
baby.
He's not down? Okay. And Tulok, natural 1 for a 17.
No dice.
It's like you dodged out of the way of the splinter that went after Physic, and it caused the splinter to miss you. And top of the round
put
with
that on
Physic.
me.
The golem takes 2 alchemical fire damage, but then succeeds its save for the persistent, so is no longer burning.
Okay. Physic, having just heard the worst kind of splinters happen, will stride 10 feet to the east. And could you remind me real quickly, how much damage did Lady Gilda just take?
Not as much as Shad.
Shad took 26.
Oh yeah, no. Shad's just kind of in a tough spot. I just want to double check this. I haven't used my healing bomb
Yeah. I took 12. Shad has a splinter through his sternum.
yet. Yeah,
Right in the solar plexus.
that's what you want. Okay, so I'm sure we've litigated this before, and I apologize, but am I able to bomb around a corner? Like, would I be able to bomb Shad from here?
No, not really. No.
It's less than 5 feet, though. Wouldn't you just be able to reach out and just drop it at Shad's feet?
I suppose I could, yeah. But I have to administer it, I think is the...
Oh, okay. I thought you said a bomb. My bad.
Well, I guess I could bomb at his feet, but I imagined I was still trying to, like, bomb it into their mouth when it's a healing potion. Instead of just like, oh, your ankles are feeling real exfoliated right now. So he's kind of out of my reach. Okay, that's fine. Physic will take a step to the east, a stride to the east to be behind Tulok. He will throw out a Tanglefoot bag from lesser cover at the wood golem. I don't know if I've used a Tanglefoot bag yet, have I?
I feel like you might have
A
once.
while back, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit. Okay. For a 27 to hit.
Yeah, 27 will hit.
I just accidentally rolled again, and it was another nat 20.
So you hit it, and what happens here?
That's just a regular success, I imagine.
Yeah.
I deal damage. 1 bludgeoning damage. That's what
Okay,
you
yeah.
want.
Does not affect it. Oh, you know what?
It's the -10 status penalty to its speeds for 1 minute. Escape is DC. I'm just not sure what you have to roll for the escape.
Yeah, so I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
Oh.
The Tanglefoot bag doesn't actually do any damage. But in order for its effects to take effect, it has to have been able to... The creature has to have been able to at least take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
In the case of it having resistance or physical resistance 5, it wouldn't take any damage, a single point of damage from this, which means the whole effect is null and void.
Does it heal the golem?
It does not heal the golem.
Okay. Well, it's a wood golem. It's a nature spell, and you said it had effects.
This is an infused alchemical item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and there's no element to it.
Lovely.
So yeah, there's a little jam that in your craw.
Yeah. Oh, bud. It's a regular Cajun cookout down here. At third action, he's just going to draw his healer's tools.
Okay. Lady Gilda.
Gilda is going to... She's going to call for a retreat. I don't think we have the tools to deal with this right now. Let's at least get out of the room and see if we can regroup, see if this thing follows us, or see if it's bound to this location, and then maybe we can find a way to actually do harm to it in the future. She kind of stammers her way through because she's, at this point in her life, has never really met anything that doesn't take as much damage as she can deal out. So
Yeah.
free action will be to call for a retreat. First action will be to sheath that axe. Second action will be a stride. Third action will be to raise the shield, just to try and block off everybody's retreat.
Okay, you're getting right up in front of this thing to try and block off the tree. Okay. Oh boy. Shad.
All right, Shad will triple move.
Get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah, into the main hallway library area, just to the side of the door. And I believe his crossbow's reloaded already. I can't remember, but if he hasn't reloaded, he will reload.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Okay, then he will just ready in action that if it comes to that door, he will shoot with the crossbow.
All right. Tulok.
Now, this is where things get tricky. Because I...
Don't want to retreat?
No. Tulok's eyes glaze over as he raises his hands and starts to mumble in a language that no one understands. And rising from behind this creature, out of the bookcase, is the Festrog.
Not again.
boy.
We can still retreat.
You're
I just
gonna
thought
summon
this might
something else?
hold things down a little bit.
Okay. I love me some Festrog. Let's be real. All right, Festrog. Back in action. Crawls out from behind the bookcase, knocking a couple books over from one of the shelves.
That is right. And now you are flanked. Can you be flanked?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So it strikes out with Jaws.
Okay.
And that is going to be a 14 to hit. Rough.
That is a miss.
And then again with Claws. 20 to hit.
That is also a miss.
Shit. All right.
Is the Festrog on fire?
The Festrog is not on fire. The Festrog climbed out of the
And
bookcase.
is just trying to attack and harry this thing.
Okay. This whole area is not on fire after that fireball?
Well, that's up to Freeman if the fire sustains. I'm not sure.
I didn't think of that.
We're in a room full of old wooden books.
Yeah, but my gut tells me that the fact that this golem has this anti-magic property, that it just like sort of almost absorbs all of that impact in its way and just like kind of snuffs it out, like sacrifices some of its own integrity in the process, willingly or not, and just like snuffs out the effect. That's how I want to roll with it, considering I forgot. So here I'm trying to justify. Cool. And it is now the wood golem's turn, which is now, oh boy, I mean, it's got 4 of you in its sights again. I think it has to do another volley.
Does it go out in all directions?
It hits up to 4 creatures within sight.
I did not see that coming. I thought it was going to be a cone.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's in any direction, and it isn't affected by a multiple attack penalty until it is done. So physic, 32 to hit,
That's a crit.
22 piercing damage.
I'll use my retributive strike there.
Okay.
As my reaction. So physic, you will take 6 less.
Okay, so 16 points of damage total.
Oh, it's not disastrous.
And then you gonna strike out as well there, Gilda?
I am, yeah. That is a 29 to hit.
That'll hit, but you put your axe away, so it's a non-lethal attack and it's completely immune.
I can choose to take a -2 to make it lethal.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
So that would be a 27 to hit.
I would prefer to announce it beforehand, but I'll
Okay,
let it
that's
through
fine.
this time.
No. Right, you're good.
No, go ahead and do it through this time, though. You had it in your
would've
head, I
known.
can tell. So
Yeah, I did tell her.
yeah. So just go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll the damage.
That is 10 points of bludgeoning, and if it takes positive, 1 point positive.
Okay, so it takes half the physical, but all of the positive, and it's going to continue its volley. Next on the list is Lady Gilda for 35 to hit.
Holy
That's a crit.
fuck.
24 piercing damage.
Okay.
Not Shad. Tulok, 26 to hit.
That's a hit.
13 damage. And Festrog, 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
16 piercing damage. That is 2 actions. It takes its 3rd action and tries to punch at Lady Gilda again with a map -10 for a 25 to hit.
25's a hit.
Rolled real high on that. Natural 19. 13 points of bludgeoning as it punches you with its big old wooden fist. Top of the round 3. This is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Physic, what do you got?
Physic, run.
Oh, man.
At this point, I have line of sight on Lady Gilda, though, right?
Yes.
I'm going to throw a lesser healing potion at her.
Is there a healing potion or elixir of life?
Sorry, a lesser elixir of life.
Okay. Remember, your healing bombs, it means even if you fail, you still succeed, right? It's like a weird thing.
Yes.
So you just have to not crit fail.
Don't you dare, Baron.
I'm
Don't you
just
dare,
saying.
even for a second. You know what? I fucked up and
Okay.
did not make any elixirs of life.
Oh, but it's you have to do healing bombs through quick alchemy, I think. Do you not?
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, it has to be through quick alchemy. So it would be...
And it has to be 2 levels lower than you, so it has to be the minor, not the lesser.
yeah. Okay, well, that'll be that then. 19 to hit.
Look at
19
that.
hits.
I mean, it's technically a failure, isn't it? But it's not a crit failure, so...
He's aiming for the square I'm in, not me, right?
no, I think he has to aim for you. Am I wrong about that?
Oh. I don't know.
You throw an elixir at a willing target. You hit even if you fail. Yeah. So
Okay,
you're technically harder to heal with one of these, as far as I can tell. But it's
Right.
still
Gotcha.
a high chance of success.
so you gain 2 points of HP back.
2, I see 3.
Wouldn't it be halved?
No, as long as
Nope.
I'm a willing target, you hit even on a fail. It's just a critical fail you don't hit.
So 3 points of HP, and you'd still get your +1 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons, I believe.
No, that's on a critical success with Healing Bomb.
All right. Anything else from you?
No, that's a move. That's a quick alchemy. That's a throw.
Oof. Okay. Lady Gilda.
Gilda's gonna delay until these guys get the fuck out of the room like she asked him to.
Okay. Shad's out of the room already. Is he gonna do anything?
No, he's just gonna continue waiting there, and he will attack if anything happens.
Okay. Tulok.
Actually, no, I take that back. He moves into the washroom and locks himself in.
Okay.
Okay. Tulok will sustain the spell, and he will double move out of the room back into the library, and that will be it for him. And then Festrog will attack with Jaws. 11 to hit, that's a miss.
Mm-hmm.
And a miss again with the claws. And that's it for
Okay.
him.
Lady Gilda, you acting now?
Yes, she's gonna act, and I'm gonna do something stupid here because if it works, I need all 3 actions, and I want to raise my shield so bad, but I don't think I can.
You're in rough shape too.
Yeah, so she's gonna 5-foot step away, which shouldn't provoke in
Yeah.
2e. She's then going to shove Physic and attempt to critically shove him.
Okay.
So that is an athletics check against your fortitude DC there, Physic. That is a 14.
I mean, he's willing too. I mean, I assume he's willing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
He understands his mistake.
I feel like with a willing creature, you can just auto succeed, but the roll has the potential of being a crit. But in this case, it won't be. So I think you just succeed.
Okay, so that pushes Physic 5 foot back out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And Gilda, with that success, moves forward with him.
That's only a crit success, I think.
Nope.
Right. And final action.
She's going to shove him again.
Okay.
I want to raise the shield, but I need to get out of the room this turn.
Okay.
Because even if she goes down, Physic, like, she'll at least be kind of blocking Physic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's going to do it. She's going to push Physic again.
Can you push him south?
That is a 13. No, she has to push him straight back. So that's a 13.
Yeah, so just regular success again, we'll call it.
Okay, so Physic moves 5 feet back.
Because he's just stumbling backwards.
Gilda moves 5 feet after him, so she's technically outside the door.
Yeah.
And free action, she's going to get as big as she possibly can to try and give Physic cover from this creature's inevitable explosion. And that's all 3 actions for her.
All right. Let's see here. The golem is, I mean, no, I don't think it's gonna splinter. It can barely see Lady Gilda, but it's at this point there's hardly anybody in the room. So I think it's just gonna turn its attention to the Festrog and start swinging. What's the Festrog's AC?
There's 15.
15. Okay. And how many hit points does it have left?
8.
Okay, it's down. It just pummels this thing. It's like bam, miss, bam, and just crunches it into the ground. And Physic, top of the order.
Yeah. Physic's going to stride past Lady Gilda, and while he's going by, I'd like to use an action to shut the door.
Okay. And the door shuts. Lady Gilda is like shoving you, and then when you're finally out of the room, you just like kind of skirt around her, whip around the corner, reach out, and just pull that door slam shut with a gong. And that's what we're gonna call it.
Ugh.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.